Hi, I'm Tiny, and today we're visiting a sunny little Roman beach town full of wine, food, and gossip. We're heading to Pompeii, Italy in the year 79 AD. And let's just say it's not exactly a great year for them. Since we're going to Pompeii, that means I get to dress like a local to blend in. I might look like a dumpling wrapped in a bedsheet, but honestly, I've never been happier. It's wool, it's a little itchy, and it smells faintly like a sheep that lost a fight, but it's breathable, so we're calling that a win. All right, fit checked, attitude adjusted. Let's go meet some people. Quick heads up though, most of them only have about a day left, so yeah, let's keep that between us. Okay, so far it's warm, it's bright, and it smells like bread, animals, and something else I can't quite place. Is that fish? That's definitely fish. Or it was fish. This is Pompeii. Around 11,000 people living here. A busy little Roman town by the sea. Wealthy Romans, workers, traders, everyone just getting on with their day. And that mountain over there, everyone here loves it. Great soil, amazing grapes, very scenic view. Honestly, what's not to like? Also, fun fact, nobody here knows the word volcano. Don't worry, they will. Anyways, I know what this is. I know what it does. And I'm going to spend all day pretending that I don't. Okay. First thing you notice, it's loud. Like constantly loud. Carts rattling, people shouting, animals everywhere. There's no background noise here, only foreground noise. Oh, look at this. These grooves in the stone. That's not decoration, that's traffic. Over time, carts carved out their own lanes. No signs, no paint, just collective agreement. And these stepping stones here, because the streets double as drainage, rain, runoff, everything goes down there. So you hop across and try not to think about it too much. Oh, and the walls over here covered in writing, graffiti everywhere, campaign ads, shop notices, jokes, complaints, basically the ancient version of a comment section. Oh, and look over here. This one says, okay, yeah, I'm not translating that one, but it is extremely not family friendly. Anyways, ooh, this one's great. It says Cave Canem, beware of dog. Huh, so yeah. Dog owners haven't changed in 2,000 years. Okay, wait. No, I found it. That smell from earlier, it's definitely coming from here. Oh no, that's fish. That is absolutely fish. Or it was fish. This is garum, a Roman fish sauce. And before anyone asks, no, I will not be trying it today. It's made by fermenting fish in salt for a long time. In the sun. So basically, it's thyme, salt, and fish doing something I don't want to think about. It was everywhere. They used it in cooking, on bread, wine, and apparently even on fruit? Fruit? Oh. And it was their most famous export. Like, imagine Frank's Red Hot sauce, right? Put that stuff on everything. That was garum for Romans. They were literally putting it on everything. Like fruit. Still not recovered from that information. Okay, I have seen enough. I have smelled enough, and I have learned quite enough. Let's go find something that smells like literally anything else. Ooh, wait, that's better. That's bread. Oh yeah, this was the right choice. Oh, look over here. We see a blindfolded donkey walking in circles to grind the grain into flour. Oh, and fun fact, they didn't just blindfold the donkey for fun. That was so he wouldn't get dizzy. Once they had the flour, they'd mix it with water, a little bit of salt, and some sourdough starter. Then knead it until it became a smooth dough. After letting it rise, they'd shape each loaf by hand before setting it into those blazing hot ovens. The bread comes out round and scored into segments so you can tear off a piece by hand. Some bakers even stamped their name onto the top. Branding in the year 79? They knew what they were doing. Here's the part I can't shake. Loaves exactly like this one got pulled out of these ovens 2,000 years later, still here, baked that morning. Nobody ever came back for them. They were just making lunch. It was a normal day. Oh, our bread's ready. It smells amazing. Now we've got food, so let's wander through the city and see what the rest of the day holds. This is the Forum, the center of everything. Government, money, court cases, gossip, shopping, all in one square. Most people didn't have kitchens at home, so instead they grabbed their meals here. This is a thermopulum, basically the Roman version of a fast food bar. They served hot stews, bread, and even cheap wine right over the counter. It's basically like a deli. You walk in, see what's available, grab what you want, pay, and you're on your way. Quick, convenient, and perfect for the people who didn't have kitchens at home, which again was majority of people on Pompeii. The Forum was busy all day, but as the afternoon rolled around, people started making their way to one of Pompeii's most popular places. In the afternoons, it was time for the baths. Less about getting clean and more like a group chat of the ancient world. You came here to relax, catch up with friends, make business deals, and hear the latest gossip. Now here's the weird part. There was no soap. Seriously, you'd have to rub yourself down with olive oil. Apparently, the oil trapped the sweat and dirt, and then you'd scrape the whole mess off with this little curved tool called a strigil. Honestly, sounds like washing a cast iron pan more than washing a person. And somehow, it gets even stranger. Famous athletes sold the stuff they scraped off, the oil, sweat, dirt, as medicine. And people actually bought it? Apparently, influencer culture has been around for 2,000 years. Good to know. Okay, questionable hygiene practices aside, the warm bath itself is incredible. Heated floors, hot pools, steam rooms, they absolutely nailed this one. All right, we've eaten, we've relaxed. Honestly, this place is kind of amazing. But as we've been walking around, I've started noticing something a little strange. Like this. Look at these cracks everywhere. Fresh patches, scaffolding, walls being rebuilt. At first, I just thought that they were renovating, but almost every street has damage like this. That's not normal. 17 years before the eruption, a massive earthquake nearly flattened Pompeii. They rebuilt, or at least they tried to. In fact, when Vesuvius erupted, parts of the city were still under construction. And then there were the little things. Small earthquakes every few days, wells drying up, springs disappearing. Even the animals were acting strangely. But nobody panicked. Earthquakes happened all the time around here. And after 17 years, they just became a part of life. When something happens often enough, you stop thinking of it as a warning. The hardest part is that they weren't ignoring any warning signs because they were careless. They just didn't know what the signs meant. They had no idea there was a volcano behind them. They didn't even know what a volcano was. Well, it seems the day is getting away from me. I mean, look at the time. It's almost 1 p.m. It's lunchtime. People are shopping, eating, and heading home from the baths. As far as everyone knows, it's just another ordinary day. Until... Did you hear that? It's the mountain. It's rumbling. Oh no. And now it's exploding. A column of ash, gas, and rock shoots straight into the sky, nearly 20 miles high. It happens so fast that within minutes, everyone in Pompeii can see it. People always say 20 miles high, but standing underneath it, that number doesn't mean anything. It just keeps going until it fills the entire sky. Now, across the bay, a teenager named Pliny the Younger watched this exact cloud rise into the sky. He said it looked like a giant pine tree, a tall trunk with branches spreading out at the top. His description was so accurate that scientists still call eruptions like this Plinian eruptions. The more you know. A giant tree made of ash, beautiful from a distance, terrifying if you're standing beneath it. And the people of Pompeii still don't know that this is only the beginning. Then pumice starts to fall. Little stones of volcanic rock so full of air they barely weigh anything. Gray snow is the best way to put it. It's so light it almost floats. But it doesn't stop. It falls for hours, piling up against doors, getting heavier on the roofs. It just keeps coming. And now everyone faces the same impossible call. Run out into a sky throwing rocks at you, or stay here and hope it stops. Most of them ran. Thousands of them. Pillows tied to their heads like helmets, heading for the sea. And here's what I really want you to hear. Most of them made it. The majority of this town got out alive that afternoon. We always paint this picture of everybody frozen in place, but thousands of people looked at that sky and made the brave call to leave. But not everyone. Some were too old to run, and some wouldn't leave the ones who couldn't. Some had everything they owned right there and couldn't bear to leave it behind. Some people also just believed it would stop, like it always had, but it didn't. By evening, the ash has blotted out the sun completely. It was pitch dark in the afternoon. The roofs are starting to give under the pressure of all the ash. And across the bay, Pliny's uncle, Pliny the Elder, a famous naturalist and Navy commander, sailed straight toward it to study it and to pull people out. His crew begged him to turn around. He said basically, fortune favors the brave, and he kept going. He didn't make it home. The most famous person to die here died coming back for strangers. And the town itself, it's silent now. No carts, no animals, no voices. Just ash falling on ash. Remember that giant tree of ash we saw growing into the sky? It's been held up by the force of the eruption all night. But now it's getting too heavy. In just a little while, that entire column is going to collapse back down the mountain. And right before dawn, it happens. That giant column of ash that's been hanging over the mountain for hours finally gives way. It can't hold itself up anymore. Instead of rising to the sky, it just falls down the mountain. This is called a pyroclastic surge, a massive cloud of scorching gas, ash, and rock racing downhill at highway speeds. It's far too fast to outrun and far too hot to survive. For the people who were still here, there wasn't really a chance to react. In a matter of seconds, the streets that had been full of families, merchants, bakers, and children just disappeared beneath the ash. And then there's nothing. No voices, no footsteps, no carts, just silence. The city we spent the day exploring is gone. Pompeii has disappeared. Layer after layer of ash has buried the city until there's nothing left to see. And over time, people forget it was ever there. Farms are built on top of it. Families live their lives without ever realizing an entire Roman town is laying beneath their feet. Then almost 1700 years later, people start digging, and the city begins to wake up again. They uncover homes, shops, and paintings so colorful they look freshly finished. Loaves of bread still sitting in the ovens, wine left on counters, election posters advertising a vote that never happened. That's what makes Pompeii so different. Most ancient cities leave us broken walls and a few pieces of pottery. Pompeii left us their average Tuesday afternoon. Not a king's palace, not a battlefield, just ordinary people living ordinary lives. Bakers making bread, shopkeepers opening for the day, friends meeting at the baths, kids running through the streets. Tiny moments that almost never survive history. When people hear Pompeii, they usually think about how it ended. But after spending the day here, I don't think that's how the people who lived here would want to be remembered. I think they'd want to be remembered for all their good Tuesdays too. And you know what? Thanks to the ash, somehow they are. And we are undressed. Goodbye, sheep tunic. You smelt like a crime. Thank you so much for spending the day with me. If you had fun, you know what to do. Tell me down in the comments, where should I go next? I'm Tiny. See you next time. Bye.